Hi. Last time I talked about how to handle negative feedback. But how do we give constructive feedback? A lot of people, well-intentioned people, are still teaching a method which became very famous, and it's called the feedback sandwich. Okay, so what is the feedback sandwich? It's giving somebody first a positive feedback, then the criticism, a negative one, and finally we finish with the positive feedback, a compliment, for example. So, for example, there is a leader, and the leader talks to the employee like this: "You are such a wonderful employee. You do a great job here. Your work is extremely high quality. But sometimes you miss the deadlines. You submit your work late. So it would be great if you could focus on being more precise. But don't get me wrong. You're the most talented person in the group, and I have a huge faith in you." Okay? So that was an example of a feedback sandwich. So what's wrong with that? Everything. Basically, two most important things. One, it's not honest. Two, it's not effective. It's not honest because when someone gives feedback in a feedback sandwich, let's be honest, they just want to say the middle part, the meat, the criticism, the negative. But they say the positive first in the beginning and at the end, just to sort of sugarcoat the criticism, to soften the blow. Okay? They even say, I just want to protect you. I just want to protect your ego. But actually, research shows that when somebody gives feedback like this, they actually protect themselves, because they just don't want to have the burden of this unpleasant feeling when you give someone something negative. There is some kind of negative vibe in the air, and they think that with this feedback method, by sugarcoating the criticism, they will get away more easily, and they will just avoid this bad feeling. Okay, so it's not honest, and it's also manipulative, because if you just want to say the constructive part or the middle part, the criticism, and you just use the first and the final thing as sort of a sugar coating, then basically you don't mean those positive comments. So you're just using the other person, you're just using this whole method to get what you want. So it's not very nice. So it's not honest, and it's not effective. Studies also show that people are not very likely or highly unlikely to change their behavior if the feedback is given in this feedback sandwich way. Why? First of all, they might not take it seriously enough. Okay? Someone says, "Oh, but you're so good and you're so talented and your work is so good." And then the negative, they might think, "Oh, it's not a big deal because the person just likes me, so it's, cannot be any problem." Or it can be the exact opposite. They can think, "Oh my God, this person is just like jumping around and just not giving me the direct feedback. She or he starts in a positive way. Maybe the situation is much worse than it seems." So the big problem is that they don't know where they stand. So it's not honest, it's not effective. And one more thing, if you get the feedback sandwich, just imagine what happens next time when somebody, the same person, gives you a compliment or praise. What happens? You immediately think to yourself, "Oh my God, something bad is coming," because that's what you got used to. That basically a positive comment, a praise, is a precursor to criticism. So a side effect, a very unpleasant side effect of the feedback sandwich is that the positive feedback loses its motivating value.